Hello, guys. Welcome to this podcast. Today, we're going to talk about stress management. In this life, we all deal with different type of situation where we have to a type of way manage the way we behave or the way that we interact with things around us. So, in order to be able to manage your stress, I think it's important to know what triggers you. You know, like what's the trigger that push you to lose control, because some people who are stressed do not try to understand the reason why they are stressed, the problem that is triggering the stress. And I think it's very important to know it first, you know. So people will try to compensate the stress by eating food, junk food, or by masturbate, or by drinking alcohol, by smoking cigarette, you know. So, and this is just a temporary solution. This is not going to remove the stress out of you. You're just packing off, you're trying to cover the wound with different layers of temporary solution. And day after day, these layers are going to get a thin skin, a very thick skin, sorry, and it's going to create more harm than good to your body. So it's important, necessary to know that the stress should be first identified. You need to be able to identify the stress. Why am I stressed? Ask yourself this question. Why am I stressed? When you're able to know where the stress is coming from, that's where you should try to provide solution from the beginning, not at the end. Okay? Maybe when you think about a particular scenario, you feel stressed, you go and drink, okay, you go and smoke, you go and take drugs, you go and eat, you go and commit stupid acts. Now, this scenario, this event that has traumatized you in the past is the trigger. It's necessary now for you to maybe go to a cycle, to a psychologist to try to solve the problem, you know, or you can go and start meditation, that will help you to get ease with your past. So meditation is also important, you know, or you can try to get a support system that can help you to pass through this kind of situation. People have been through the same thing and have been able to get out, or people are going through the same thing like you and who are going through a program to heal. So here you are trying to heal because stress is like an information that your body is telling you, I'm stressed. Now it's not for you to listen to your body, to get the signal. When you're able to get the signal, you cannot try to provide a solution, you know. And there are a lot of experts out there that are more than ready to help you with this kind of problems. It's now for you to go to them and try to get help, You can go to the church and talk to your pastor. You can go to your imam and talk with your religious chief. You can start to read books about it. You can try to follow a, a healing process because stress causes a lot of harms. People sometimes just realize that they have been violent with their partner maybe 1 week or 1 day ago. You may go and say, "I'm sorry, baby, I've done this to you," but what's the matter? Because next week or tomorrow you're going to start away, and the partner is going to be the person that's going to pay the consequences of this situation. So you have to be able to manage your stress by identifying the reason why you are stressed. It's important to identify it. And people most of the time do not value their health. They think stress is just something that you have to accept and go through it. And that's completely wrong because stress affects your metabolism, your psychic, even your physical uh, physiology. So stress is more than important. It's now for you to identify it, to identify the trigger and fight against it. It's now for you to identify it and fight against it. Sometimes I love to propose to people to remove anything that can make them remember, the trauma. Because if you don't manage your stress right now, you're going to harm people or give trauma to other people, and this just creates a very toxic environment for you. You ask yourself the question, why are you always alone? Why do you have a problem with everybody? There might be a problem. Now it's for you to understand what is the problem and work on it. Similarly to people, if you realize that you have a colleague or a friend or a brother or a mother or a sister that is going through a lot of stress by looking at the way they act, the way they speak, the way they behave, you can come close to them and tell them, listen, I've been noticing some change on you recently, and I'm wondering if everything's alright with you. They may say, okay, everything is good, but remember, this kind of people most of the time think they have the solution to their problem, but what they don't realize is that when they are refusing to accept the problem, the body is going to communicate the problem to people around the person. And you have to approach the problem in a very sensitive way. It's not okay to just come like you're trying to fight. No, you have to come and ask the permission and try to help the person, because this is very important. And this can also have a negative reverse effect, as a person might think that you are trying to be disrespectful. So you have to be cautious about the way you're trying to approach a person. Depending on the level of proximity you have with the person, how close are you with the person, that can allow you to provide any type of help. So it's necessary to choose the right approach if you want to provide the right help. And I also think that some companies, because stress often appear in structured way where there's a lot of pressure. In the family, the kid can have a lot of stress when you realize that the father putting too much pressure on the grades at school. The company's employees can have a very high stress level when they're asked to work excessive amount of hours. You know, in a football team, a player can be very stressed if he realizes that inclusion is not accepted. Now, it's also important for managers, for people, for team leaders, for people leaders, to make sure that the environment that they're managing is not toxic. Make sure that everybody is able to express themselves in a special way in order to avoid unhealthy places. Because if a good number of people are managing are stressed, more often the service you're providing to your customer going to be okay. The same as in the family, if the children are stressed and the parents are just ignoring the stress, the consequences can be very fatal. When we look at what's happening with suicide rate in Asia, I think it's important to take the necessary action about this situation before it's too late. Thank you. Let me know what you think about it in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.